Well, it's time to build. It's time to start the building process. I have all my parts. If you want to know what parts I have, just go and watch the previous video where I kind of outline the parts that I'm using. So the first step in building any PC, I'm not an expert. Let me not pretend like I'm some expert or anything like that. I just learned to build PCs from watching Tech TV and screensavers and them things back in the day. All right, so I would tamper with my own. I'm no professional. I'm just trying to get this thing sorted. So the first thing we're gonna do is open up this motherboard and then we will get started. So let's see how we open this motherboard right here. All right, boom. So we're unboxing the motherboard basically. Okay, take this out. Nice little micro ATX motherboard. MSI. As I said before, it's the MSI. It's a B550 board, the MSI Pro, the VC with the Wi-Fi, right? The Wi-Fi version. It don't make sense to buy a non-Wi-Fi board and then you have to go and buy antennas and whatnot later on. Cause I tried to do that math. Cause I was trying to cut some corners, so I did try to do that math, and as it turns out, it's not really worth it. All right, so here we have our motherboard right here. All right, looking real fierce. This board looking fierce, man. Look at all these things looking real fierce. All right, look at real pro board for troop. Let me rest it there. So find the other stuff here. All right. So we have some cables and we have the IO shield. And yeah, we are on our way to get this thing done. All right. So again, I'm not a professional. I'm just trying the thing here. All right. So what I'll do is simply close back this. The one thing I know, you use the box, right? You use the box to start the building process. That's one thing I know for a fact. Use the box to start the building process. All right, nothing like that new board smell in the morning, man. New board smell in the morning. All right, put it down right here. So what do I install first here? Let's install our processor. All right, where's my, okay, here's my, what do you call it, screwdriver. All right, so we're gonna just simply remove this because there's a back plate there that we need. Oh man, it looks nice and new. I wish I was building it for myself, but the youths, right? Try to get the youths into computers and whatnot, into the little gaming. Nobody got no money, so you simply, I'm not gonna use the P word, but sail them high seas. Get some games, even games 5 years old that you haven't played. All those games would run decently on the RX 570, right? They'll run decently on the RX 570. All right, so I'm gonna install the processor. All right. Remember, we're using the Ryzen 3600. Ryzen 3600. That's what I'm gonna be using for this build. I pulled it out of a working PC, so I hope no pins are bent or anything like that. So, all right. So what you do is you simply lift up this hinge thing here, pull that back, and then time to install our processor. I cleaned it up with some nice alcohol. It had some thermal paste on it from prior installations. All right, just rest it down here, and it drops in nicely. Right, it drops in nicely. Right, you can see that it drops in nicely, and then we simply just close that. This board is so clean. Right, everything just right there. Okay, all right. So we need some thermal paste. Right, get some thermal paste and then the cooler for this CPU. I do have some generic thermal paste. I ain't into nothing too fancy. Some generic thermal paste. And I normally just put a nice line down the middle. That's my way of installing thermal paste. Nothing too much. A nice line. Call it that. And then the CPU fan. Okay, so I don't want it to obstruct the monitor. So I'll turn it this way. So this is a cooler that comes with the that. Let me see which one must turn it, man. Let's see this way. Is it gonna block anything? No, I don't think it's gonna block anything. So yeah, the nice man, the nice man, the drop real nice. Yo, that drop real nice. All right, so time to screw it in. You want to try to screw it in diagonally so that you get one side down, one side down. You don't do it all the way. All right. So we're gonna have some tension on these screws. It's part of the process. Don't be afraid to apply a little bit of pressure. It's a little bit of pressure. Maybe apply a little bit of pressure right here. All right, some of these are pulling back and it's pushing back. Some of it pushing back. It's pushing back. Don't have any fancy torque screwdrivers, so yeah, that ain't working out right here. In a good old fashioned screwdriver. There was a survey that says some of these modern fellas today, a lot of them don't even own a screwdriver. Hard to believe, man. Some of these youths today, they don't even own a screwdriver. You know, something break around the house, and they don't even know how to repair these things. Sometimes it's good to work with your hands, yo. Alright, so that's nice and snug. Don't go too much. It's right there. Alright, nice and snug. So that's our cooler and our CPU installed. Alright, just plug this in right here. Where it says CPU fan, plug it in right there. Alright. Alright, don't judge my cable management or anything like that, right? I'm not all into the whole thing, right? It's just a basic build, so don't judge my cable management style or anything like that. So basically the CPU is installed. That's good. Alright, so that's the processor. Now time to install our RAM. And we said that we have DDR4 16 gig kit of T-Force Vulcan Z. Alright, T-Force Vulcan Z. That's our RAM. DDR4. We ain't play with no DDR5. We ain't play with them presses at all, right? We ain't playing with them presses at all. So I have a kit right here. Alright, so sometimes you have to look and see. Maybe you have to install them in dual channels. So sometimes you look and see which ones correspond to which ones. So you know, okay, if I put it in A, right? If I put it in A, then I should put it in, so either A1, A2, B1, B2. So I put in A1, you're going to put it in B1, right? So in this case, I'm going to put it in, the motherboard has it right here. It has a reading right here. It says A2, and I should put that first. A2, B2 first, right? So A2, B2 first. That's what the motherboard is recommending. So that's what I'm going to do. A2, B2 first. All right, so let's get that sorted. All right. Ooh, nice. One time. One thing about RAM is that it's kind of idiot proof. It's being installed, it's kind of idiot proof. So you hold it until you hear that nice clicking sound. I just only have one click, one of those the parts that are movable. You know, some of them have two clips, but this one has in one click. So you just see in one click. That's that. All right, so that's our RAM. Our RAM is installed now, right? Our RAM is installed. So our CPU is installed. Our RAM is installed. What else can we do? I know some people normally try and try to boot it here and whatnot. I'm into all of that. Time to put it in the case, right? Put it in the case now. Before I install it in the case, let me just sort out my case first. Peekaboo. Okay, so I'm gonna install my power supply right down here, and then I'll install some of the fans before I add the motherboard. Right, I'm gonna install the case, the power supply, and the fans. So I'm gonna install. I have a 650 now. I thought it was an 850, but it's a 650 power supply. So I'm gonna install that. So before we continue, just letting you know, the RAM I got DDR4, got it from a friend, free. This power supply, $650, got it from a friend, free. Motherboard I bought for $99 on eBay. Not eBay, sorry, Amazon. The case, Thermaltake, I bought on Amazon. So those are the only two things that I really bought. The motherboard and the case. The power supply from a friend, RAM from a friend, also the storage from a friend, the fans from a friend. It's good to have friends, right? Good to have friends. So I appreciate them so much for doing this. All right, so we're going to install the power supply right down here. A full on power supply we have here. All right, so I'm sorry if you can't see my face, but my work area is very tiny. All right, so time to install power supply. I'm going to install it with the fan down so that it can suck up some of the... It's a semi-modular power supply, so there's some room to navigate certain things, right? There's some room there for movement. All right, so I'm going to just install this full on power supply right here. So some of the screws came with the motherboard. So the case came with a number of screws, including the screws for the power supply, which I'm going to install right now. Right, let's go. Make sure it's set properly in the power supply bay. All right, and we start our installation right here. Again, you want to do it diagonally so that you don't want to put too much pressure on one side versus the other. You don't really want that kind of pressure on your power supply. That's two in. It's a Seasonic, right? A Seasonic power supply. I was told that Seasonic is one of the better brands out there in power supplies. I think they are one of the few who actually manufacture power supplies, Seasonic. So yeah, it's a good get from my friend. Appreciate it very much. Good get. Right, power supply is installed. The power supply is installed. All right, nice. Okay, so next I'm gonna install. I haven't decided yet how the fans are gonna be worked out. I haven't decided whether I want to put one of the P14s in front and one up top, or should I just put the two to the front and leave the one as the exhaust, and maybe later on I add one to the top, right? I'm not too sure yet, but I'll figure it out. I'm thinking the more cool breeze or cool wind coming in, the better it is. So I'm thinking put the two in front, and then later on I could always put one to the top for the exhaust, because there's already exhaust at the back. So I'll put the two to the front, and then that's the plan. That's the plan. Put them to the front. So let me just turn this around, because I'm gonna put it to the front. I'm gonna put them to the front of the case. I can put them to the front right here. Okay, good. So let me see. Let me read this manual to see how to take off this front plate before I ruins it. All right, so as it turns out, all you had to do is pull real hard, right? Just pull until, but not too hard, because the cables are attached to it, right? So you can't pull too hard because of the front IO cables being attached to it, right? So it's off now. Little stubborn one right here. Okay, good. So you have front stuff attached to it. Okay, so it's off now. So time to install our fan. Right, so it's going to be a pull. So I'm going to put one here in the middle. I'm going to put one in the middle. That should be nice. Let's put it right there in the middle. That should be nice. No problem there. Okay, good. I'll see how that goes. All right, so let's see. So with that out of the way, let's try and install some of these fans. So I'm going to put in this one to the front, as I said before. All right, so I'm going to install this to the front. Aha, this is how it's done. I wonder if this is how it's done. That how it's done? Maybe not, you know. That can't be how it's done. No, this can't be how it's done. How do we install? Okay, yeah, all right, good. Think we're going well. Think we are going well. All right, give me some more slack with this one here so it doesn't break off. Give me some more slack, slack. All right, take me some slack right here. And then let's install these fans. All right, sorry you guys can't see, but I have to get this angle here. Mm-hmm. Gonna be a nice cooling solution. I think it's gonna be nice and cool. Okay, so far so good. We're installing our fan. I can't really turn it right now because I don't want to break the front connectors. Yeah, I could take it out fully, but I prefer not to. Right? Then we got to thread it back all the way back in. So there's that. Okay, this building is so much. It's a lot of fun, man. It's not bad at all. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Okay. That's one fan installed. Let's get the other one installed now. So one fan installed, get the other one installed. Now let's remove these screws. Remove these. I don't have a radiator, anything like that. I'm just gonna put them in individually. You know, you can hold up to two 140 fans. So that's how I'm gonna install the two 140 fans. It's gonna be inhaling a lot of cool air. A good thing you have a mesh to the front so that you can actually block out some of those all that dirt coming through. Right, so that's a plus right there. All right, next one. Put that there side. Next one, let's go. Should I go way to the bottom here? Ooh. Top and bottom? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go top and bottom with this one. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So that we can get, yeah, so I'm gonna do top and bottom. So we can get the maximum. Ah, the middle is gonna be empty. The middle is gonna be empty. Should I think I should put it in the middle because I would want as much air passing across the GPU as possible. Yeah? Yeah. I don't think I want to have I don't think I want because there's not much under there's not gonna be much under the hard drive shroud, right? There's not gonna be much things there, so I don't think it makes sense to put the third one or the second one all the way down. Right? I think it makes much sense. I could just put all of them a little bit down. I'll just put them a little bit down. Yeah, I'll just put them half. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Half. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll do. Leave a little gap right there. So we get best of both worlds. Get the nice airflow. Yeah, should be fine. I think that's the better way to go about it. You get piece and piece. You get piece in my ear, you get piece in my ear. So I think that's the best way that I think I'm gonna do this. Remember, I'm no pro. So we'll check the thermals when we check the thermals when time comes to check the thermals. Okay. So this went a little bit too far, so I'll have to pull it up a bit, pull it back up a bit, pull it back up a bit. So I always do the diagonal thing. I went against my judgment. I did not do the diagonal thing, and so I had to do it over again. So do that diagonal screwing thing. Okay, don't just go straight. Feels good building with your hands, man. Trust me, feels good. Feel like you're accomplishing something. Which I technically I am, so there's that. Oh boy, like that. That fan headed, that fan thing like is threading, man. Alright, so two fans installed. What do I think about this install here? Okay, yeah, two fans installed. Alright, so let me just see if I can turn this around. So you guys can see the install. Let me know what you think. Right, let me know what you think about this. Right, yeah, so the two fans installed right here. I install these two fans. So I want maybe I don't know this one like it blocking from that. I don't know if you can prevent anything from coming in. I don't know if I should put it flush to the bottom here, but then all you're gonna be coming in here, and there's nothing really under here to cool. It's more in this area they want cool it. So I want as much air coming in this area as possible. So I decided to put it like right there. Right. So that's the decision I came up with. All right. So that is it for the power supply and the fans. And we'll move on to installing the motherboard. Time to install the motherboard. So let me just put in the IO shield at the back. All right, put that in before we put in the motherboard. All right. So how are we going to do this now? Okay, good. There we go. You have this thing to the top. Waiting that way. Man, the board I got right now doesn't have an IO shield because it's built in. Haven't used one of these in a while, man. Okay, no problem. Alright, IO shield install. Time to try and put in our motherboard. So it has some pre-installed risers. You have those for micro ATX, and then you have those for the mini ITX. Right, so you have those two. You have those pre-installed already, which is awesome. So you don't have to guess. There's no guesswork in the whole thing. All right, so let's handle that now. Motherboard time. All right, here's our motherboard, and we are going to install it now. Again, you have the risers already pre-installed, so we can simply line them up. All right, let's line up everything here. Body looking nice. Body looking nice. Let me see, blocking me. Oh, some old technology right here. All right, good. Good. And it came with the screws for this one. Are you shit? Bullshit. Alright, time to install this. So I will install, we started screwing in the screws for the motherboard. This IO shield is just a little annoying. I wish I had a pre-installed one. That would have been awesome. But anyway, here we go. Moving right along. We have one screw installed already. Risers. I had to install a few more risers to accommodate this particular board. Even though we had some pre-installed, it wasn't enough. And a good thing, extras came. So I was able to add those to the case and everything, so that the motherboard can be installed on those risers. All right, so we're here getting these screws installed. All right, I think it takes 6 or 7 screws I'm seeing here. Ooh, there's the next one hidden right there. Didn't see that before. I remember back in the day I used to install, so I'd install a motherboard and I didn't even put in all the screws. And nothing really happened, but I don't advise that at all, at all, at all. Put in the screws that needs to be in the motherboard, right? Let's put in the screws. All right, one screw hit the floor, so good thing we have extras. And I need a magnetic tip for this screwdriver, that's for sure. Huh. Coincidentally, I end up with an all black bill. Looks good. But then the GPU, going to add a little extra, and add some red to the bill. Okay, it's an MSI Radeon, right? So we can add some extra red to the bill. Team Red, let's go. All right, cool. Almost done. Almost done. Wow. This went faster than I thought, but you know, the hard part ain't finished yet. We still have to power on and see if it's alive. It's alive. We have to see about that later on. Oh no, the connectors, man, the headers and those things, man, they can be so annoying. Please don't judge my cable management. I'm not going to do any cable management with this thing. I'm not going to zip it. I'm just going to tuck these things left, right, and center, just tuck them in somewhere. Right, so it ain't no big deal for me. All right, so I'm going to install this fan here one time. Right, install the fan, like the fan that came with it. Let me plug in the connectors, the 24 pin connectors and whatnot. Now that I've already installed the motherboard, so I'm connecting all these things. All right, this case is a little small, so it's a little cramped, man. Can be problematic, so I need a flashlight to see in this dark case. I guess that's the downside of having a dark bill. So let me see what I can see. All right, so let's connect these connectors. Not as bad as I thought. All right, connect the CPU. CPU connected. 24 pin connected. All right, so that's that particular part of it. All right, so I have to install this fan soon and the others. All right, so let me just start putting in the what they call this now, the storage. Let's see how the storage gonna look in this thing. But first, let me show you what I did. Coming along so far. All right, this is where we add so far. We have installed our motherboard. We've installed our fans. We've installed our power supply. We've routed some of the cables to the back here, which I'll have to manage later on. And then I'll try and install the SSD and what I call it, a physical drive. I'm also going to install a physical old school drive for this particular build. All right, so that's where we're at right now. So we're moving along nicely. So we're almost done. So I'm going to put back on the front part of it. So I'm going to put back on the front stuff. And so all of these came through here. So I'll have to feed them back through. Hey, I didn't want to touch these in the first place, but anyway, I have to feed them through. Alright, I have to feed them all through here. Alright, so let's go. Let's feed them through. You going through there. So on. And then we have this through here. Then we have this. What is this now? One of these headers. One of these headers going through here. Feed everything through. Feed them all through. USB Type C. I'm not Type C. USB 3 port. There's no Type C on this particular thing. So that's one downside to it. There's no Type C on this particular build. Plus, you can always buy an adapter. See anything? I think they're all fed through. Yeah, no, I'm seeing one thing, or it's LED thingamajig. So I'm not too sure what it is. It was down here though. I'm not too sure what this is, but there you go. Alright, so those are the headers I want fed through. I'll just put them back on the front part of things. Whoa, who's that? Everybody at the portrait. Oh no. No you don't. No you don't. Okay. Big portrait right there. Alright. What is this out here now? Oh boy. What is this? Okay, good. Alright. Everything is nice and snug. The front part back on, nice and clicky. Alright, time to kinda get these headers installed. Let's see if we can route them through here. So we can install them. Let's route them through. Let me get these important ones out the way. Drive and this and that. Let's get them out the way. So I'm gonna route them under here. Right under here, I'm gonna route them so that they're able to reach where they need to go. Right. All of them. All of them are there. You go under here, or you go under here. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. What is this now? A little short. Okay. That's important enough. Okay. Okay. So time to do that difficult thing of attaching all of the headers to the various parts on the board. All right, this can be very, very annoying. Very annoying it can be. All right, let's see now. Okay, good. So I'll just get this one out the way. All right, so it took me a while, but I was able to install those headers. Very annoying, those little small things. Very, very annoying. All right, time to, let's see, case fan. So I'll put this fan here. Which points that has? All right, let's put this case fan here. Boom, case fan install. It's a back fan. The front fans, let's see. Install a few of them. One. I need one more. There's a system fan again. All right. Okay, so I have two fans Oh, this doesn't look too pretty at all. Let's swap those. This doesn't look too pretty. But that's okay. That's the way it falls. All right, good. So we're almost done. We're almost done. Like I said, cable management can just go where it's going. I'm not doing any cable management at all. You understand? Got time for that. All right, good. We should put it under here. All right, we're almost done. I'll just install the SSD. Again, I'm using this one right here. Crucial. Got it a long time before this pandemonium and mayhem when it came to these prices. So I have it here. So I'll just install this before all the craziness went on. I had these here. So installing the SSD kind of had me beat. So I had to kind of look up that to see exactly how it's done. And I think I managed to find out how it's done. So it comes with these screws and some rubbers, these rubber things here. And what you simply do, I think, is you put the screws in the rubber thingy, and then you screw them into 3 of the screw holes on your SSD, right? You just screw them in here on the SSD, right? You put them in 3 of them because one is already pre-installed. So you put them right in here, right? So you put them right there. Look at that, taking me so long. The sun start going down, and all I have is natural light, so it's gonna get dark and weird in a few. All right, so you screw these things in. I actually pulled this SSD out of a old PlayStation 4 I had. Friend gave it to me initially, and I just pulled it out of the PlayStation 4. Now I'm repurposing it for this build. All right, looks nice. Okay, let's see if I need to tighten it anymore. Okay. 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 All right, so we have that right there. And then what we do now is we install it. We just push them here. Oh. Oh. Oh, Houston, you have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. My fans are blocking it. Oh, my fans are blocking where I can install this. Hold on, I'm just gonna do it from the other side of the case. So I think I can install them from the back of the case, right? Okay, yeah, perfect. It actually worked, right? So yeah. So the final issue no more. Man, this case is real versatile. Thus the versatile. I don't think that's what it means, but turns out to be that way. Real versatile for me. Alright, cool, no problem. I got you. These things are so light that they don't really present any issues. So I'm going to do the same thing for the mechanical hard drive. So I'm gonna have this 480, and then I'm gonna use a mechanical hard drive just to get some extra storage. Honestly, I don't even know if this works still. The very old school one, I don't even know if it works still. So let me just get that installed. So I have my hard drive all nice up. So I'll install it into the case. So let me just install it to the bottom of the case. That's where it goes. Okay. Okay, that's good. Hold up. Okay, so my hard drives are installed. I put them to the back of the case, like right here, and to the bottom here. Lovely that they can do that. because the motherboard is a broad motherboard, so you can't really get them here without really disrupting the flow of things. So that's a good thing. All right, so basically we're almost done. Let's see. My everything is installed. I just need to know what to do with this particular part here, the LED. The LED. What do I do with this? All right, but for the most part, everything is already installed. Right, so there should be no problem at all. Everything's already installed. All right, can use some ties to keep down some of these stuff. All right, so let me just tie down. Use some ties to tie down some of these. Some of the cards that are here. Let's go right here. Definitely managing these cables, boy. Managing these cables. Let me just. Should I put it up there a bit more? Oh, man. Should I put it like here and here? Whatever, that's not an idea. All right, so time to put this through. Right, plug that in. Okay. So what remains now is let's see, our video card needs to be installed. All right. So I think our GPU is 2 slots. I think it's 2 slots. So I'll take out the 2. Oh no, it can go back in. It can go back in if I'm not using them. Okay, no problem. I thought they couldn't because I was thinking about a cheaper case that I was gonna buy. Okay, GPU time. Here we have our MSI RX 5700. The RX 5700. The unboxed it already, so it's nothing new. So I'm going to install this right here. GPU is going in. What is this? What is this? Okay. GPU is going in. Okay, I'm plug out all these unnecessary stuff that I'm not going to use. Again, I hope it works. I don't even know if it works. I never tried it. Don't know if it works. All right, time to install our GPU. Right, let's go. Let's install this bad boy. Ah, that felt good. I slotted in very well. Very well it slotted in. Okay, so let's screw in this. And make a 2-slot solution. Okay, that's one screw in. It looks like it only needs one screw. Yeah, it only needs one screw. Oh, there's one above, just to give it some more security. Let's look at the mean bill right here. All black bill, man. Okay, so the GPU is installed. Okay, so GPU is installed. Fans, CPU. Let me see. Where's my flashlight? Let me see. I'm almost done. All right, so just a little pause in the action right there. Take out this GPU so I can get the case fan back installed. Okay, so GPU installed. Motherboard installed, RAM installed, case fans installed, power supply installed, connected. I need to connect now the hard drives. I didn't connect them as yet, so I'm going to connect those. C right A. Okay, yeah. So the motherboard came with two of them, so I'll connect them to the SSD. All right, no problem. Connect them to the SSD. I think I might have to swap out that hard drive because the connector is kind of old. I'm not seeing one on my. I'm not getting an adapter on my power supply. Antennas for Wi-Fi. That'll be later on though. All right, let's connect these here. Okay. Think I'm gonna go this route. This route in here. Let's this right here. Excellent. Excellent. Then I have to use what? All right, we're later for that. So that's one. And then connect this inside the motherboard now. I need some light. I need some light. I need some light. Okay. Try to M that to where to put it right there. Okay, that's hard drive installed. Let's connect it to the power supply. Connect it to the power supply. Our modular power supply. Okay, maybe that one is too close. So I'm gonna put this one here, right here, third one. I need to make it close. No, so okay. That's that. I have to connect this one now. Which one now? This one. Okay. Send that in. Look around. Wouldn't it be something if after all of this work, certain components don't even work? Oh my goodness. That would be terrible. Not even lying about that. That would be awful. Just God, awful. Okay, cool. So that is that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this thing here now. How do I get a connector for this? I need an adapter to get this LED to work. What can I use for this LED to work? All right, so it's not here. All right, folks. So basically, that's our bill, right? That's our bill right here. You look at it here. Got the front part. All our components are in. GPU's in. PCU. Number of fans right here. The cable management needs some work, but it's neither here nor there. I'll work on that later on. So it's just now to manage the cable, boot it up, and see if it actually works. Right? That's the only thing remaining. To boot it up and see if it works. So, do we do that now or later on? We'll see if we can do that now, and then we'll install some games and Windows, and then next time we'll be benchmarking this bad boy. All right, so hold on, let's see if it actually works. Okay. I'm seeing things here. I'm seeing things. Fans are spinning. Let's see if it boots into the BIOS at least. Let's see. Oh, hmm. Let's see if it boots. Well, fans are feeling nice and clean. I think some of my fans are hitting some wires. So I have to deal with that. The GPU, is it moving? Hold up. No, I don't see GPU fan spinning. Oh, I know what happened. I did not attach the, how could I forget to attach that? The connector for the GPU. Did not attach the GPU connector. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I did not attach the GPU connector. And I'm here wondering, what the GPU not doing? What the GPU not doing? Was it a fraudulent buy? What? It was on me. Did not attach that GPU connector. So we're gonna attach that now. All right, we're on indeed. All right. So let's try that again. All right. Yeah. Okay. Success. Look at that. Take a look at that. A quick look at that. Let's look at the screen right here. Got the screen right here. We have success in terms of booting and everything. We have success. That's all I wanted. All right, so that's it for this video. It's alive. All right, so I'll do some cable management, and then I'll simply do some cable management, and then I'll install a few games. Right, install a few games, some cable management, install a few games, and then I'll do the benchmark. All right, sorry for the poor video. I don't have any fancy setup, but I'm so happy to see that it booted. All right. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and tune in for part 3, 4. We'll see if it actually can run some good decent games.